Hello and welcome to the Travel with Meaning podcast. I'm your host, Mike Schibel. I am super excited for today's episode. I'm joined by Phil Rosenthal from the show Somebody Feed Phil, the Emmy-nominated show on Netflix, as well as the creator of the legendary Emmy award-winning show, Everybody Loves Raymond. What's up, Phil?
I can't believe that you finally got me on your show.
I can't believe it either. Well, welcome to the Travel with Meaning community. This is a like-minded community of travelers who've been moved, inspired by travel in their life, their career. It seems kind of perfect for you. Now, I was introduced to your show, Somebody Feed Phil, by my cousins in Scottsdale. They love you. They rave about you. I started binge watching the show. I became obsessed. You're so authentic. You're fun. You seem like you are genuinely having a great time everywhere you go.
Like my first trip to Paris, I was 23. This is my first trip anywhere outside of America. I got a courier flight to Europe. Okay, so I didn't have to pay for the flight. It's a good thing because I didn't have any money. So I stayed in hostels and pensiones and stuff. But I remember walking down the street in Paris and going, "Oh my God, look how they care about how beautiful it is." They care. I'm from New York. Look at the trees, how they line the boulevard. They care about how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love. Okay. And then the food and then the people and then everything else. When I come home to Washington Heights in the northern part of Manhattan. Okay. And I live in a little one bedroom around the corner from my grandmother. And I'm walking down the street and all of a sudden I noticed for the first time the trees on the street. And I realized somebody planned this. Somebody made these trees. They're all the same. They all are lining both sides of the street. And because it's springtime right now, they're in bloom and they're gorgeous. And I never noticed them before. But we have nice things here too.
It's that appreciation you gain from then seeing it with a different lens.
Because it changed my way of looking at the world,
right?
The whole world, my world.
Well said.
I brought it home with me, applied it to everything. Oh my God, my coffee shop on the corner makes the eggs and bacon and toast in a beautiful way, the way I can't get exactly that in Paris. Yes, I have other things that are phenomenal, but I can't get this thing that I love, right? So I love that. Never thought twice about it.
Well said. Well said. I want to go back to this carrier job. So explain to everyone. So it was DHL or something, right?
It was DHL. So what they did was, this is 1982 or 3, before they would DHL, a FedEx-sized, thing. They would send people's cargo as a passenger's excess baggage. So you would go to the airplane hangar and they did these flights every day all over the world. And you say, I'd love, if you have something for Europe, you can call me in a day's notice. Okay. And they do. And they call it, tomorrow you're going to Zurich. Okay. And you go to this airplane hangar. I remember it was cold, it was winter. And here's your ticket. You're going in coach on Swiss Air, and here are the luggage tags. And there's like 30 of them. Luggage tags. Your job is to hold on to those luggage tags, and you're allowed one piece of luggage yourself, one carry-on. That's it. Because they're not paying for your luggage, and they're already paying for your ticket, you kid. You're going to get off the plane, and there's going to be a guy in the terminal, like as if it was a limo for you, but it's not a limo. He's holding a DHL sign. You find the DHL sign and you give him the luggage tags, because then that guy is going to go and retrieve all our cargo. And you are free to go do whatever you want for 2 weeks. And 2 weeks later, exactly, you're coming back and doing the same thing on the way back to New York.
So let's go back to let's go back to the show for a second, because out of 4 seasons, you've been to some of the most incredible cities in the world, from Rio, Chiang Mai, you've been to Thailand, you've been to Lisbon, you've been...
Did you have khao soi in Chiang Mai?
I did have khao soi. I did. Chiang Mai is a great city.
That bowl of cow soy changed my life. I couldn't believe I never had it before. It was so delicious, and it was $1.
Yeah.
Which is my second favorite price. And that was the greatest thing. And I came back to LA and I was like, where's the cow soy? I got to find the cow soy. And I found some that are almost as good. They're not $1, but then again, it's cheaper than going to Chiang Mai.
It's true. One of the best things of traveling is sitting with people you just met and sharing a meal. And that's one of my favorite things. It's just strangers you meet who become your lifelong friends. And so I'm curious, and again, I know you've had many episodes and conversations. Are there 2 or 3 meals and conversations that really stick out for you from the show?
Yeah. Yeah, it happens usually at least once per episode, sometimes several times per episode, where you just get, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting a phenomenal story and or character, right? And or situation. One that's leaping to the front of my mind is I met a woman in Seoul, Korea, who had escaped from North Korea. Wow. And she gave me her story over a meal at a North Korean cuisine restaurant in Seoul. And I don't want to ruin this for you, but I want you to see it because something happens during that meal, which might be the most profound moment in the series. Really. So there's that. There's, I don't know if you saw like a Jones on Third type of place with all kind of homemade stuff and everything. And I took a basket of all these treats and I was just going to eat it on the street and show the audience, you know, the stuff they have in South Africa to eat. But the girl behind the counter, this wonderful young woman, I saw she had a sense of humor. And I said, come on, quit your job, come for a few minutes and come and eat this stuff with me, okay? She goes, I can't. The guy said, you can, I'll take the full blame. If you lose your job, I'm gonna take care of you. She comes out and sits with me, and it's one of my favorite scenes we ever did, just because we met this wonderful character, right? And that's life, that's everything to me, meeting these people. So I'm gonna do the same thing with somebodyfeedthepeople.org, which is continue to feed people in need using World Central Kitchen, Food Forward, and some other food organizations, local food banks. So this will just be a catch-all, somebodyfeedthepeople.org, but every penny is going to these other organizations who have boots on the ground there and are doing all this great work. So if you wanna feed people, and the thing about World Central Kitchen, while we're on the subject, is that the genius thing they do is employ restaurants to make food to feed the people in need. So you're getting 2 for 1. You're helping the restaurant industry, chefs, and the people who work there, and the people who need to eat.
It's a very win-win cause.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
Well, thank you for sharing that. We'll make sure we put that in the show notes as well. And I do have the question for you is, what does travel mean to you?
It's the most mind-expanding thing you can do in life. It's the most fun thing you can do in life. It's the thing to look forward to, which is a huge part of life, right? Having something to look forward to. It's discovery, it's joy, it's connection. It combines, you know, this show, I always talk about how, yeah, I made the sitcom, but I've been in show business now for a good part of my life, for most of my life. And I've taken everything I've learned about how to make a show, and it's now in the service of everything else I love in life. So family, friends, food, travel, and laughs. That's what the show is to me. And I'm still able to use whatever I've learned about how to tell a story in the service of that. So what travel means to me, it could almost be the umbrella, because we're all travelers, right? We may not go very far, some of us, in our travels. Sometimes the travel is within, if we want to get hoity-toity about it. But every trip is a travel within. because you start realizing things about yourself and about how you relate to the world. But here's how I look at travel. If somebody today gave you a house, here's a brand new house for you, Mike. This is your house. You're like, oh my God, a house for me? Yes, it's your house. Enjoy. Would you stay in one room of that house?
Absolutely not.
You want to see the whole house. So people, see the whole house.